How you doing? Hey guys, I just got back from Jersey Boys, hence the suit. Now Sam, I'll admit it wasn't my greatest effort, but I'm still a little bit upset. I'm still a little bit upset about your verdict on my illustration. You wanted a creature that embodied my aesthetic. Sam, one thing about me, I don't believe in explaining art. I think there was a lot to that dry erase marker board that you just didn't catch. But since you insist, I'll go against my basic principles and give you a little basic rundown on the symbolism and artistry of that work. The inherently ephemeral nature of the medium of the marker board illustrated the artist's ever-changing, ever-growing nature. The simple lines and the cliché sun in the corner of the frame was an intentional homage to the child yet inside this artist. The artist sees himself as this simple bird who rises not over trees, over nature, but over these great skyscrapers, the industries of man. My work will be auctioned this weekend starting at $2,000. Now, Sam, I'm so glad you mentioned movies in respect to a wise use of time. We've spoken positively about going to the movies several times thus far in the series. I love the movies. I try to watch several a week. I'm a film studies minor. I'm a movie guy right down to the cufflinks. Yeah. But like you said, it's not worth anything if you don't take it anywhere, okay? The way I see it, there are two wise ways to spend your time. Input and output. Everything else is loathing. When you watch a movie, read a book, study, go to a class, that's input. You're taking in information, learning, growing yourself. Working on your own person and ability. But all the time you spend building that character of yours is for that ultimate impression you make on the world at large. Or it's small. When you write that book, make that movie, or just give somebody something to believe in, that's output. And that's the penultimate. Okay, my day yesterday, January the 12th, was a day of genuine input. The day started at noon. Yeah, whatever. Then Caitlin and I ventured forth. First stop was the insectarium. Got good grades, I get to go for free. Guys, bugs are so important. They take care of all the nasty stuff that we don't want to deal with. And they're just freaking cool. Check this guy out. And this guy. And this one.
Oh, my, excuse me. This is embarrassing.
They're just so cool. And also kind of delicious. After that, we walked through the French Quarter and ran into a second line coming out of the St. Louis Cathedral for a wedding. As it started getting dark, we went to this random little corner deli and got some sandwiches, which were actually amazing, and ate those as we walked to the Shadowbox Theater on St. Claude. This is where we got to see the New Orleans Poetry Slam semifinals. Now, slam is a relatively new thing to me. I had only heard about it, seen a few videos online, but it's nothing compared to the real experience. The energy is unbelievable, and there's a certain level of intimacy that you just don't see anywhere else. This guy comes up to me, says, "You know anybody in the slam tonight?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard of this shit before." He says, "Perfect." And out of 150 people in this audience, I get randomly picked to be one of the 5 judges. The way it worked, each of the 13 poets would go up and spit their poem, and we 5 judges would scribble on a marker board and put up our score out of 10 points. No anonymity. I didn't like some poems, and I got booed more than I ever have in my life. But there were some incredible poets up there. The team that came out of New Orleans last year actually won the National Poetry Slam. This year, the Nationals are going to be hosted here in New Orleans, June 5th. Check it out. And I had a part in choosing this championship team. Now, I was on such a high from that, but we took a taxi back to school. We settled down. Caitlin and I watched The Princess Bride, at which point we went and finished the day over pancakes with Sam at the Rat. So that was my day. Maybe more so than any of my days thus far. January the 12th was time well spent. Ooh, that's quite a challenge. That's one I can get excited about. Okay, watch out. Now, Sam, considering the event I had just come from, it's rather ironic that you issued me a mission to perform a poem. Memorization and theatrics, I'm much more familiar with that, clearly. So I think my mission for you today will fall a little closer into your comfort zone as well. Agent Sam, Here is your mission. You are to compose an original song, minimum of 3 minutes. Lyrics optional. Instrumentation optional.
Good luck.